And away we go. It is the Nightcap, brought to you by Galactic Fried Chicken right here on BearcatJournal.com. Make sure you're getting down to see our good friends at Galactic Fried Chicken. Tell them to pump it up. Save yourself 15%. And I had some, my aunt brought some last night, Aaron. And it was delicious.
You had it again?
Yeah, well, she was like, hey, do you want me to bring some Galactic Fried Chicken?
That's, I guess, a no-brainer.
The answer to that question is yes. So basically, her and her husband were, my uncle were picking up some Galactic, and they wanted to know if we would like some. And we would like some. So had a little...
Emphatically yes.
Emphatically yes. Had a chicken breast, had some fries, and enjoyed that thoroughly. And off we go. Where do you want to start? Let's start with real quick. There is a commitment on the football side. Pass rusher, outside linebacker, by the name of, and let me try to make sure I get this last name right, Dan Greziak, I think is the proper way to do it.
Yeah, it was. It's certainly some last name.
He had a very good season last year at Utah State. Was originally at Nevada, and a guy that showed quite a bit of propensity to get after the passer, and that is a good sign for what this defensive coaching staff wants to do. I would assume this was one of the visits that probably started Thursday and then got the commitment locked up today. So there you go. A guy that on paper looks like he fits all of the traits that you want to see from this defensive staff, and a guy that can get after the passer. So
we're saying Griziak or Griziziak?
I think it's Griziak, but it might be I know it's spelled Griziziak. I saw someone put a pronunciation out there, and it didn't have the ZZ sound.
Okay.
So maybe I'm wrong there.
I don't know. I was just looking at phonetically, which I know is hard to do when you start talking Eastern European
last names, right?
Yeah.
Also, Ivan Pace invited to the Senior Bowl, so he has upped his, post-college bowl participation to the Senior Bowl, which is an event that everybody is locked in on. And generally speaking, if you play in the Senior Bowl, a real good chance to be drafted. So
you can't do both. That
Ivan.
You can't do both. One. Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, you get one. So that'll be his showcase event, and I won't be surprised if early in that week they're like, well, he doesn't measure right, he doesn't run fast, and then they play the game and he has 15 tackles.
I don't know if he'll be in long enough to get 15 tackles, but
I don't know that it matters how long he's in.
Fair enough.
I think he'll get 15 tackles. Okay, you're right, 12.
Which would still be 3 for loss and
right.
one
tackles,
sack
3 for a loss, a sack.
Yeah.
And then I can't wait to watch him in one of those settings because there's supposed to be like rules of things you're not allowed to do.
He doesn't play well with
He just goes.
rules.
He just goes, right? So it's you're not allowed to do that. I saw the ball and I tackled the guy with the ball.
I hit the ball, right?
Right? Like I don't care about your stinking rules. So those are a couple football things to get you up to date. And basketball, 3:00, Fifth Third Arena. The number 2 Houston Cougars are coming to town. They just absolutely beat the dog poo out of SMU in their last game. I think they won by 40.
It was 87-53.
it was up to 40 at one point. I don't know. I didn't see exactly where it finished. I think it was 34-6.
Well, the spread's only 9.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, let's have a Betfred discussion. Thanks to our sports gaming partner, Betfred Sports. You can go on the website, or you can hop on my Twitter feed and get our link for Betfred to get your sign up bonus, your registration bonus. Aaron,
Chad,
there's gonna be a lot of people that throw a bunch of money on this game and take the points.
Well, and I'm doubling down to check what Betfred's actual spread is on this game.
I have had troubles finding out what their spread
9 with an over under. It's the same as what ESPN's was. So 9 is the spread with an over under of 135. I think I hammered the over.
I mean, the only thing being Houston is elite defensively. They were a top 5 defense last year, and they're holding teams to 6 points per 100 possessions less this year.
Even when you win 87-53, that's over on 135.
Yeah. And SMU's dog shit. Like they're
that's
really bad.
Entirely my point.
So Dave the other night we talked about on the Dave's bets. He was going to hammer the Purdue, or no, Indiana, Iowa. That's what it was. Indiana, Iowa. So he hammered the Indiana, Iowa game, and Indiana was up huge. And then Iowa threw a zone at them. Indiana could not figure out the zone. And Iowa came back from like 20 and got the win. That was an Iowa team that was struggling miserably, an Indiana team that was playing well.
How many L's?
Does nine? If you see it at like 13.5, I think you're comfortable. Like, and this, I'm not a gambler. You gamble more than me. If I see a line that doesn't feel right, I wouldn't bet it. That doesn't feel right to me. Does it feel right to you?
No.
Would you? Are you going to bet it?
I'd be nervous betting on Cincinnati covering a 15-point spread against Houston.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like if I saw Houston 13.5 favorite,
I'll never bet against Cincinnati because I don't want to take
you're
money
missing what
home.
I'm saying. You're missing what I'm saying.
I'd avoid the game.
Right. Like if I saw Houston 13.5 and I was going to bet Houston, I would feel like I think Houston's probably going to win by more than 13.5. But what I'm getting at more than anything is I don't know that I would put my money on a line that I look at and go, really?
If it was Houston SMU and the spread was 9, I'm not taking SMU.
I'm putting all of the money on Houston.
Well, I'm just saying I'd still be nervous because that wouldn't make sense to me. I'd probably steer clear of that game because it doesn't make sense. There's no easy money, right?
Right.
We should all know at this point, especially we're a week into this thing now. There is no easy money except when they say, "Hey, bet up to $25 or $50 on this one rebound in a game and you win." And they're just trying to give you money and to get the surge of, "Oh, I want to bet."
They're trying to get you addicted to gambling.
Yes. Or like
it's like a drug dealer. Try this.
One touchdown.
First one's free.
One touchdown needs to be scored in this game. You can bet up to $50 on it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we've all hit.
Joe Burrow's going to pass for 1 yard
in a game that got canceled in 9 minutes, and that still hit.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, if I was legit like into gambling, and I saw a line that felt 5-6 points off. I just don't know how comfortable I would be betting it because it feels like free money, and Vegas doesn't give away free money.
Is Sasser injured?
Right. It is Sasser, Walker, Mark.
Do they have COVID? All of them.
Right. COVID's not even a thing anymore. Like it is. I'm kidding. But like, yeah. They're ridiculous right now. Like I think they're number one in offense and defensive efficiency.
They've only lost to Alabama.
Yeah. They've had a couple close. And that Alabama game, I think they were up 16 in the second half. And they just went cold. They were up in double digits because Justin and I were talking. It was when UC was playing. Justin and I were talking about it. It might even have been the shootout that day. And when I heard they were up double digits in the second half, I was like, oh, that game's over. And then Alabama stormed back late to win.
Well, I don't know. I guess looking at their schedule and who they've beat, Kent State was within 5, Oregon was within 10, UCF was within 6. The only other teams that aren't like bye games, Virginia, they beat Virginia. Obviously, Virginia not being a bye game, but they beat Virginia by 8. They lost to Alabama by 6. Tulsa, not a bye game. That's conference play, but they smashed Tulsa by 39. But everything else is a bye game. So,
what was their game before SMU?
UCF, where they only won by 6. That's what I'm saying. Like anybody, UCF, Virginia, Alabama, Oregon.
I think my concern is
Kent State. They all gave them a run.
If they had rolled off 4 or 5 dominant games, they'd be in line for an off game. With their off game coming 2 games ago, and them playing obviously very angry at SMU, I don't know that like you're going to see them take, and Samson will never take Cincinnati.
I was going to say he coaches angry against Cincinnati every single time. Yeah. So if this team could rebound worth a shit, then I'd be more inclined to say that a 9-point spread was something that I'd be very interested in. However, I'm very concerned about rebounding being a huge deficiency for this Cincinnati Bearcats team.
This is interesting to me. Jamal Shed, 3.2 rebounds a game. Sasser, 2.7 rebounds a game. Tremont Mark, 3.8 rebounds a game. Jarris Walker, 6.2. Jawan Roberts, 7.2. Their rebounding numbers don't look as dominant as they have in the past. Emmanuel Sharp, 2.4. Ramon Walker, 2.5. Chaney, 2.9. Archino, 4.1.
Hey, maybe this is why. As a team, they're shooting 47% from the field.
That's part of it. Yeah, sure. But the thing is, though, with this elite as they are defensively, there's a lot of rebounds out there. Now, they do it kind of as a team, but what I'm saying is it doesn't look as terrifying as it has in years past. But this is a team that is an elite rebounding program.
47% is absurd. That's almost half their shots they're making from the field. That's absurd.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, I'm not as terrified of their rebounding as I was last year. It felt like they were bigger last year. I mean, they go 6'1", 6'1", 6'1", 6'2", 6'5", and the guys coming off the bench at guard are not like these, you know, Mike Roberts calls them insects.
You also don't have who was the forward that was there for like 7 years that's no longer there.
I know his name, but it's escaping me right now.
Yeah, he's not there anymore, so
right.
You feel a little bit better.
Well, they replaced him with a freak of nature.
He doesn't have as many skins in the game. He's not playing as angrily as a player against Cincinnati.
Have you not seen Jarris Walker play?
I've seen pictures of Jarris Walker. I haven't watched him play, no.
There was one point against SMU I think he was leading SMU like 18-6.
Well, that might happen again.
He looks like he's 27.
Throw Kalu out there and have him spear him.
Maybe. The problem is, I think he would take the bump, and he might get up and kill Kalu.
Well, easy come, easy go.
He's one of the few guys that, like, look, Kalu, all airport. 6'8", muscles, ripped, and you put him next to Jarris Walker, and I guarantee you're going, you don't look that big. I saw Jarris Walker his junior year of high school, and at the time, like, he was a 5-star. He wasn't committed to Houston at this point, and he was playing up with seniors. I'm like, what the hell is that? They're like, he's next.
Alien.
I'm like, was he engineered in a lab?
No, he got some of MJ's special stuff.
Is he already on steroids? I look, it's going to have to be a perfect storm.
Fans wear black.
Wear black. What is success for you tomorrow? Cover?
I would think that would be success. Yes.
Especially with it at 9.
Anything within that cover, I think would be success. But at the same time, like, of course, the contrarian in me, if you get that close and don't win at home, like, you've done yourself a disservice a little bit.
You're insufferable.
That's fine.
That's the nightcap. I hope everybody enjoys Fifth Third Arena for me tomorrow. I'm going to be miserable all day not being able to be there. But sometimes life is more important. We'll see you next time. Thanks to our friends Galactic Fried Chicken right here on BearcatJournal.com.
See ya!